And he was like getting out of the car, and I was like, I gotta say something to him, man. And I was just like, man, I love your work. I don't want to take too much of your time, but thank you, because you allow me to exist. And he was like, cool.
Where we're going, we don't need roads.
Guys, thank you for having me. I appreciate you. In person this time, which is nice.
Yeah.
In person, I dig the hair.
Yeah, I appreciate it. It's really all I got going for me. You're going to go,
and the suit.
Within 30 seconds, you're going to go, yeah, that's all you got going for me. I love that. Obviously, this is a period of the Bible that has been documented, talked about, photographed many, many times in terms of film. But I'm sort of curious because I love sort of seeing this story through Clarence's perspective. What is another moment in the Bible, another great story you would love to sort of see him there, just to sort of see how would he react to this particular thing happening?
I'd love to see Clarence in the moment in the Bible in the days of the Pharaoh, like Moses, let my people go. And
how would he react to the parting of the Red Sea? That is his reaction to that. I feel like would be incredible.
Damn.
You know what I'm saying? When everyone walks through it, Clarence is like, nah. I'll stay on this side.
I'm good. I'm good because eventually that thing's got to come back.
Yeah. Clarence will actually walk around when I was running through the Red Sea. Come on, people. Clarence will turn around back to Yul Brynner. Because it'll be Yul Brynner. He'll put his hands up like, arrest me.
I love this idea of, seeing Jesus and being like, I want to be like that guy. That's the guy I got to be like. When you guys got into this business, and this is a weird way to phrase it, but who was your equivalent of Jesus in this story? Who was that person you looked at and you go, I got to be like this guy. I got to do what this guy's doing.
For me, it was Sidney Poitier, I think. I just love the fact that he was in his time challenging preconceived notions and showing what it could look like for a black male actor on screen, and the kinds of roles we could populate and how we could be leaders and how we could be respectable people and how we are actually men, and he was able to show that. We all knew that, but it wasn't shown in cinema like that, and he really was the one that illustrated that, and that's what I hope to do is shed light on our humanity and show who we are in ways that we haven't seen before.
Yeah.
And that's why I feel like this movie was a real giant step in the right direction, because it was able to help fulfill that end and really push things forward and show us in lights we ain't typically seen it. So it's dope.
Well, the cool thing, speaking of that, what I love about this movie is it reminds me of those sort of movies that, I didn't get to go to the movies to see them growing up, but like the 60s big giant biblical epics, and then I could see someone like Sidney Poitier playing Clarence if this had been made 50, 60 years ago.
Absolutely. Yeah. That's what LaKeith was just saying a minute ago. I wish I had something like this when I was growing up. Now kids have a Book of Clarence growing up. One of those biblical epics that Hollywood just stopped making for some bizarre reason. But one of those biblical epics that they can see themselves in. No matter what color you are, you can look at the Book of Clarence and you can see yourself in it. Mm-hmm. As opposed to Ben-Hur. No one can see themselves as Ben-Hur. Because there's only one Charlton Heston. Right? You don't relate to Charlton Heston. Right. You might relate to the struggle, but not relate to Victor Mature in Samson and Delilah. But you can relate to LaKeith Stanfield. A family member of mine was watching the other minute. Something about his eyes. The minute you see them, he just brings you with him in every movie that he does. But you definitely feel that in a biblical epic. It's an honor to be able to do this.
Absolutely. I gotta say, one of the greatest honors of my life is I got upgraded on a flight from Houston to LA one time, and I went to go grab my seat, and I was sitting next to Sidney Poitier. And it took, for 3 hours, I just sat there in silence because I didn't want to be the guy who annoyed Sidney Poitier. It was a cool moment.
Well, that's better than me, because unfortunately I was that guy. When I met him outside of the hotel, he was at Beverly Hills Hotel, and he was getting out of the car, and I was like, I gotta say something to him, man. And I was just like, man, I love your work. I don't want to take too much of your time, but thank you, because you allow me to exist. And he was like, cool.
Hey, you know what? That's more than most people ever get.
I felt great.
One time I was outside Mayfair Hotel waiting for Prince's band, guys, to idolize Prince. And Sammy Davis Jr. came out of the car, and he gave me his Perrier. And Sammy Davis Jr. just gave me a bottle of Perrier. And I went home to my mom, Mommy, Sammy Davis Jr., he gave me this. And I went, he's not in the country, shut up and get out of the kitchen. So That was my one. Not quite Sydney, but at least I got the bottle of Perrier.
Hey, you know what? And no one can take that away from you.
Exactly.
Guys, I could talk to you all day. I know you have a busy
Thank you,
schedule. So
bro.
thank you for always fitting me in, and thank you for always doing work that makes my job easy, because I have 1,000 more questions I wish I could ask you.
My brother with the good hair.
I appreciate you, sir. I appreciate
Where we're going, we don't need roads.